When last we left our heroes, you were in the forest. You were headed toward the Burial Hill. Remember, it's just outside of Zoralan. There were two cloaked figures. Now, they're sighted way off in the forest. They're kind of moving between the trees. They definitely are trying to not be seen by anyone. They are approaching your location from the general direction where you witnessed a large metal box about the size of a hut. It was levitating above the tree line, and then it sort of sunk down into the trees. These two cloaked figures are approximately 300 yards, give or take, from your location. They are moving in your general direction. They are off to the left as you face the burial mound area. They're kind of off to your left at about a 45-degree angle. You do see them kind of lean in and kind of start talking. Of course, you're way too far away to hear anything, but that's the setting as we start here.
Now, from where we're standing, do we have any kind of cover? Can we duck behind a tree, behind a bush?
Once you get outside the city, there's that large grassy area with no trees that is just for city defense. It's easy to see if some large group is headed toward the city, but you've moved toward the tree line, and you've kind of entered into that tree line, but not too far, so you do have cover. It is safe to assume, although you don't 100% know, that they really haven't taken notice of you.
We're still in possession of our beheaded friend, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And because there's activity on the burial mound itself, there's movement, there's talking, and there's these activities going on of burying the dead from the explosion. There's more sound, movement, and so forth on that hill. So really, you're not going to, at this point, you're not necessarily going to be noticed, or at least you're not as easy to notice as everything that's already going on the mound. That's way more of a distraction than you guys.
I think we need to get rid of this body. Just bury it right away, and while somebody covers us, I guess, since those two guys are approaching.
Just throw it on top of the tree. Make a pulley system with a rope. Drag it on top. Tie it.
Well, you don't think they'd be happy to see us with a body of them?
I say we just drop it. Just drop the body.
The body?
I'm with Vidar. Yeah.
Why are we holding on to this body? Hide it at least on the tree. Let's just hide it.
Remember, it still has kind of a weird body compared to the rest of the people around us.
We had two people offer to help us take this thing after they saw it. No one is gonna know.
While you guys are deciding, I'm gonna start moving off to the left a bit, just separating myself from the group.
I can't argue that. I guess
20 to 30 feet.
Mid-sentence, I climb up the tree and just hide.
Okay. Climb the tree and hide. In the background, you hear footsteps approaching your general direction. This is not from the direction of the two cloaked figures.
It's coming from behind us?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, apparently your groupies have found you, and they're behind you coming up, and they keep going, dance, dance, and they want the dwarf to dance.
You're going to have to kill these guys.
Or dance.
Or
you're going to have to dance.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
we got to lose them, so I'm going to start dancing.
All right. So, yeah, the two groupies will come up and dance with you, and they want to know, hey, what's going on? What are you guys up to while they're dancing?
I tell them, get lost.
While dancing.
While dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And, okay, so I rolled pretty. Yeah, basically the one guy will say, yeah, lost in the moves, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Okay.
I'm gonna grab a
Those two guys are still approaching us.
That's true.
What do you guys want to do? We got to do something. We can't just stand here.
So one of the two guys dancing says, what are you doing with the body?
Celebrating its life.
I'm gonna come back to the group. I'm gonna come back over to the group,
Okay.
and
As you come back over to the group, you notice more of these folks are coming across the grasslands, and They're heading in the direction of the two that are talking to the dwarf, and they're very excited. And they're talking and they're gesturing, and then all of a sudden they all start to point to the dwarf, and they break into a trot across the field. They're eager to get near the dwarf.
Oh my.
It's like a Pied Piper situation. Please.
If you guys would, could I get you to roll a perception roll? Now, this roll is going to have a modifier, and the reason why is because of your location in the trees and the amount of visible space that's blocked by the foliage. So your raw perception score, roll against that. You need to equal that or get lower, but there's a penalty of 2 because of the coverage. So whatever you roll, add 2 to that, and it's got to be equal to or less than your perception. Let me know what you get.
Do I have that effect since I'm up on the trees?
Well, yeah, because
Okay,
you
just-
haven't had time to go that high.
Okay. Okay.
I pass.
So it's equal to or lower?
Equal
Okay.
to or lower, and then your roll, but your die roll, you've got to add 2 to
2.
that, and it's got to be equal to or lower.
Yeah, I passed. I'm equal.
Okay, good. So it sounds like everyone passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Here's what you see. While this is going on, the crowd starts to gather around the dwarf. Yes, you've attracted more groupies. And while they're all starting to chant and they want to all dance and get in on the action, you guys hear a sound. It sounds like it's way above the tree line, and it's fairly loud. It's a sound that is like a rushing wind kind of a sound. And as you look up to hear what's making this sound, you see an enormous triangular shape. It is metallic, and it's dropping out of the clouds, not like falling like a stone, but a controlled drop. Now, near the broad end of the triangle, there's a red glow emanating from this end of this huge object. And by huge, we're talking city blocks. It's enormous. This thing lowers out of the sky. You see and hear a loud sound and a lot of excitable chatter going on out in the open grassy area. As you look in that direction, there's a pack of kobolds out there. They're all dressed very similarly to the 2 that you found and dispatched in the guild back at the beginning of the story. This group of kobolds was hidden behind a low rise, but at the appearance of the large metal triangular shape coming out of the sky, they break, they run. All of a sudden, beams of light erupt from the large triangular shaped object. As they're kind of like lightning bolts, but very controlled beams, strike down. They pick off all of the kobolds, incinerating them where they stand, and then the large triangular-shaped metal object whooshes back up into the clouds and disappears.
Are we the only ones that see this?
You look
That we
around
know of?
quickly to determine, are we the only ones that saw this? And in looking around, you see that everybody on the burial mound area seems to be so occupied with what they're doing that nobody seems to have noticed this take place right near this area.
And what about those 2 individuals that were walking towards us?
They're all too busy dancing.
No, the 2.
Oh, the
The
other.
2 in the woods?
Yeah.
When you look at them, ooh, I rolled high. You don't see them anymore.
You guys didn't keep an eye on them? You weren't watching them?
I thought that
What
was
are
your
you
turn.
doing?
I,
You're in the tree.
I was busy watching the triangle thing in the sky.
From the tree?
No,
From-
I'm on the tree.
Oh no, Vidar's on the tree.
Yeah.
Who's on first base?
Okay. Okay, so we don't see them anymore.
We need to get rid of this body.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the body out and go ahead and bury it.
Okay, so
Bring the
the group of groupies follow along, dancing behind you. They're singing. Any chance of surprise is gone, completely gone, and they're following you to the burial mound. And now people in the burial mound are starting to look around like, who would have the nerve to be so irreverent, at this horrible time when they're burying their dead. But the groupies are pretty intensely involved with idolizing the dwarf.
Oh dear.
I want to say, like, I want to move trees to the edge of the burial line, but I don't want to go with the group.
Okay.
I want to stay at the tree and kind of just keep an eye out for those two guys since we don't see them anymore.
Okay, you can definitely do that. And from your vantage point, you're the only one at that height. You can see farther across the burial mound than you could if you were down on the ground. From your perspective, you definitely can see on the other side, kind of over the hill, a little over the burial mound and on the back side, there is a group of people there that keep looking around behind them like they hope nobody sees what they're doing. The rest of the party can't quite see this yet because of the arc of the hill, but you've got a higher vantage point and a better straight line line of sight there.
How far is the party away from me right now?
They kind of move faster than you because you're having to go through the trees. They're already at the tree line and kind of walking onto the burial mound, whereas you're kind of just approaching the tree line.
Okay. I, as quietly as possible, let whoever's closest to me know that there's a sketchy group along the other side of that.
You're up. Do you want to
Okay.
come down and tell them, or throw a twig or a branch or something, or how do you want to get their attention?
I'm gonna
You're at
go and
about
keep burying the
40
body.
feet up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm just gonna let them go, and I will actually just keep an eye
Pine
out still.
cone or okay. All right.
I'm gonna keep burying the body.
Okay, so you move on to the burial mound. You begin burying the body from your location. You can't see the party that Vidar can see. The dancing group starts becoming very concerned because the star that they're following, this dwarf, they're burying. It must have been someone close to him, and they start kind of getting in the way and pressing forward. And oh, is that someone you knew? Oh, tell us the story. What happened? Oh. And the more racket they make, the more people on the burial mound seem to be getting perturbed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh,
No, go ahead.
okay. I asked these the dancing couple. What's your? Why are you following me? Why am I important?
'Cause you're awesome, man.
Borging, you might want to take your awesomeness back out into the forest so we can.
Vidar, you do see at this point from up in the tree, now the sound and commotion here that these guys, your party is having to deal with, has attracted the attention of one of the party members that are doing whatever they're doing that they don't want people to see. And there is one individual moving in your party's direction.
Okay. I want to get down from the tree and go around and sneak around, like, kind of flank them. The party that's
Okay.
behind the hills.
You're able successfully to get down out of the tree because you're a rogue, because of the lay of the land and so forth. You're able to move kind of in the shadows of the trees and so forth, really without being detected. You're moving around the burial mound, and you go for a distance and then realize that the individual that's headed toward the direction of your party is going to be able to get there first because you're having to move carefully in trees. He can just walk across open ground. What do you want to do?
It's just one individual going towards the entire party.
It's just one. Yeah, it's
so
just one.
I still
He
wanna-
can't take him.
Okay, I still want to keep going towards the group, but I want to like stay
Okay.
so that the group doesn't, because I want to know what the group's doing before.
Let me roll again. You are successfully hidden. They definitely can neither hear nor see you. So you're pulling this off. As you circle around the mound, you begin to see what they're doing. At the same time, kind of keeping an eye on that guy. He hunkers down. He's crawling toward the crest. He's trying to get a view of your party without him being seen.
I don't do anything. I want to see what they're doing.
All right. Meanwhile, back where you guys are burying the headless outworlder, somebody walks over to you from one of the other family parties, and he's all indignant. Here, see here. How could you be making such irreverent noise in such? Our beloved family member was blown to pieces, and we've got like a pinky finger and a toe to bury is all we've got, and we're over here trying to, and you're making all of this racket and this noise. And he's kind of ranting and going on and on. Unfortunately, he's also distracting the party so that now it's easy for them to be observed by this other person across the crest because this guy's all, up and bothered, and now you don't notice you're being watched.
I'm gonna tell this guy. I apologize. I'll get them out of here. I'm gonna move out of that area, and get these two guys to follow me away from the burial site.
One of your groupies kind of almost steps in front of you and puts a hand on the chest of this guy and says, "You can't talk to him like that."
Oh no!
Oh,
Hey,
By the way,
Sako, can you command them?
as you look across to the other group of people where this guy came from, you happen to notice there's 14 of them.
14 groupies or 14?
There's
No,
14
14
people
party.
in the other burial party
Okay.
who now are
Oh.
all angry, looking over at this, got his hand on this guy's chest. What do you want to do?
Can somebody command them to go away?
You can't command 14 people. I'm gonna step in.
No, the groupies, the dancers.
I can command one at a time. How many groupies are there? Just the two, or there's more?
No, there's more.
There are, I rolled. There are 15.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Before this turns into a brawl.
Another family off to your right, one of their representatives come over. What's all this noise? What's going on here?
Oh man.
Okay, so I step in and I say, brothers. Oh, I'm sorry for this speech. guys.
Oh, no.
This guy always is.
Oh
Here we
dear.
go. All right.
What mob are you going to incite this time?
No.
Yeah.
It was the
Brothers.
kobolds.
If only Vidar could start it right. Yeah.
Forgive us for our noise, but we are simply celebrating the life of our friend here who has taken from us too soon. We want to invite you in doing the same for all of your beloved dead. And yeah, I don't.
I rolled an unfortunate roll, and at the point where you say the word dead, now several groups of people who are nearby all burst into wailing. Yes, we've lost our love, and they're wailing with great grief at the mention of the word dead. Meanwhile, one of the groupies now, with the hand on the chest of the guy, is talking about how skilled and famous and wonderful the dancing is of the dwarf. And the guy says, "Wait a minute, you're the dancing dwarf? Can I have your autograph?"
God,
How did this happen?
you gotta back me up here, Morgan.
What's going on?
Borgen, you need to fix this.
So he says to the family, "Hey, look, everyone, it's the dancing dwarf from the
Okay.
Green Dragon."
Oh my gosh.
You can
And a
turn
huge
this-
crowd now starts coming over from
Okay.
various
you
burial
can turn this
locations.
into a Music Man moment, okay? Like, I teach them like your death celebration dance or something.
Okay. I'm going to shoot. Okay, I'm actually going to challenge that guy to a dance off. And I say, whoever wins this dance off,
God.
if I win, you guys have to leave.
Which guy are you going to be talking to?
The guy who's got his hand on the chest of the other guy.
A groupie?
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah. He says, "I will never leave you. You're the dancing dwarf."
I don't know how to get rid of these guys.
Like, make them disciples. Like, tell them to go teach other people to dance.
I told them to leave, and
Meanwhile-
they didn't listen before.
Meanwhile, Vidar, what you see from your perspective as you continue, first of all, you hear this ruckus that's going on, right? And you kind of vaguely hear all of this talking that's going on, and you're getting the gist of what's happening over there with your party. As you circle around, the group of people that you've been watching, you get it. You definitely know they're hiding something, because these guys, they're burying a kobold, not a human. They're all human. They're burying a kobold, and you can clearly make out that he's got a particular kind and design of studded leather armor with an insignia of a curved black saber on that armor, and they definitely do not want to see anyone burying this figure, and they're making great haste to get it done and over with and out of the way before anybody notices.
Can I tell if they have any weapons or anything?
Okay, kind of scanning them visually, they definitely all have weapons, and you do get a little bit of a glint of chainmail under cloaks. As they move from time to time, you get a little glimpse of chainmail.
Do I notice anything else around them? I kind of want to. What I'm trying to do is kind of distract them and have them move away from the burial site so I can go and check it out.
All right, this is a group of 12.
Okay.
And they're kind of in a ring around where they're kind of very quickly trying to dig this hole and get this kobold gone.
Okay.
By the way, I rolled very low. You also are able to notice a definite similarity between this kobold and the ones that were destroyed out in the field from the silver or the metal triangular shape that came out of the sky. Now, what the connection might be between these humans, which are clearly fantasy-based, and the box out of the sky, that's not apparent.
Okay, I'm not going to take on 12, so I want to start making my way back towards the group. So
Okay.
sneaking so they don't see me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're circling around back to the group. Meanwhile, Disco Dwarf, what do you want to do?
I'm not a standstill. Anything I've tried doing, they just don't react
Go
kindly.
Thriller.
So some of the other family members from some of the nearby groups now start coming over, and more of them now are asking for autographs from the dancing dwarf of the Green Dragon Inn.
Oh dear.
Borgin, this is disrespectful. Please take you and your crowd just away.
Okay, yeah, I'm
gone.
walking away. Yeah, I'll try again to walk away from the burial ground.
Okay, that was weird. Yeah, according to the roll, they are now asking you to autograph the caskets.
Oh wow!
Oh God.
They want you to sign
no.
the name of their beloved deceased out of respect for them. It would honor their family so much to have you sign the burial boxes.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna ignore them and walk away. Just walk.
The more you ignore them, the more they accept this as a behavior of a star, and they bug you more.
You're gonna have to punch somebody in the face.
Man.
Or sign it. Just start signing.
Don't ever stop.
Did I notice when Vidar snuck off through the trees? Did I have any idea of which direction he went?
No, he rolled really low. He's really super hidden, but you do notice he's coming back.
Okay, I want to try and split from the group and see if I can head his way that direction. Meet up with him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can do that. All right. What do you want to do next?
Once I get up to Vidar, I just want to ask him, hey, what did you find? Did you see anything worth noting?
Yeah, there are 12 guys just burying a kobold that has the that crest, leather armor with that black sword crest that we noticed before. He looks like someone. It looks like one of the kobolds that's from that got shot from the metallic thing that was in the sky. It looks very similar to those, but there are 12 of them, and they don't look like they want to be seen. One of the guys is right on that hill, just kind of looking at the commotion that's going on over here. So, kind of was trying to get you guys and get away from that.
So yeah, Borgin's a little. He's got a following.
Preoccupied here.
I'm in
Is
the
he
middle.
dancing again?
Does he do anything else? You know Borgin.
No,
You know Borgin.
Should I go
Typical
start a riot?
Borgin.
Should I go start a riot?
oh man.
No, I think Nillian's working on that now. Started talking again. I don't know.
While the two of you are talking, kind of keeping an eye on things, you happen to notice out of the corner of your eye that the guy who had crawled to the crest is definitely sort of now moving back toward that burial area where they were burying the kobold. And now this is going to be a little tricky, but roll a perception roll because he's crawling and there's some hill involved, some geography. There's a penalty of 2. But let's see if you should happen to notice something. So it's a natural perception roll, but add 2 to your die roll because there's a penalty of 2. Let me know what you get.
Is that just for Vidar and Sako? Or all
Just
of
the
them?
2. Yeah, just the 2. Yeah. Mhm.
I failed.
Yeah, I failed as well.
All right.
Oh, no.
So you can definitely see that he's crawling back toward his party.
If I look at him, would I be able to tell if I can get to him without the party detecting me?
Yeah, you can tell that. The burial mound itself is devoid of trees, so you would definitely be visible.
Okay. All right.
Ugh.
Sako, what do you want to do? Do you want to try and get the group out of that mess, or I really don't want to get
I think that we need to get
group over there towards those 12 men, 12
Right.
people that they look armed.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that.
Now, you also, while you guys are talking about what the next step is to do, you hear a horse whinny in the edge of the tree line on the other side. In other words, in the general direction of where those 12 guys are burying that kobold. And kind of looking over that direction, you can see that they've ridden out on horseback, and the horses are in the edge of the tree line, across and over, kind of a little off to the right of where they're standing.
Okay.
You see those horses?
Yeah.
I kind of want to
Yeah, I
throw
see.
a rock at them or shoot one. Just
You wanna throw
cause
a rock?
commotion.
Good call.
See if
Go
I can-
for it. I am all in.
Do you-
That's. I don't see how that could go wrong. Definitely throw a rock. You're the road.
Sense,
You-
I
you have
sense
better
some
aim.
sarcasm.
Nope. I am on your side.
Okay, since you're on my side, you lead.
Okay.
No.
You're gonna have better aim. You're gonna have a lot better aim.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Is there still a crowd around Borgin? Like, there's no getting rid of them?
Oh, yeah. Because remember, all those families that were nearby, they've all come over, and they are really, I mean, he is like in a crush of humanity. They are pleading with him to sign the burial boxes. He's probably going to have to do this.
Okay. I sign the
50
box.
people.
I start signing.
All right. Oh, now they're thanking you. Their attitude toward you has shot through the roof. They're following you, thanking you. Now they're weeping with joy that the dancing dwarf is signing the burial boxes.
I'm like your bodyguard, and like, please give him room to
By the
breathe.
way, this crowd has swollen to 49 people that's following the dancing dwarf.
Oh dear. How did this get started?
We need to capitalize on this thing.
Remember, you got commanded
Of
in the
course.
Green Dragon, and the command didn't work right, so you broke into a dance.
Sako, what do you think about while all those people are over there, so we can just, if there are no corpses in the caskets, let's burn the caskets and get their attention away from Borgin.
Why are you?
Let's charge. Okay, I want to
Your
start.
answer to everything is to start a fire.
Fire.
I'm concerned.
It
Because I don't
causes
think
a
that's-
commotion. It would draw them away from Borgin and Nyland.
No, but what
Lillian.
traumatized you as a
Okay,
child
I-
that your answer to everything is to burn it?
I want to tell
Why?
the group of people. I'm saying I'm signing autographs, but you got to give me 5 gold each. It's got to be 5 gold each.
Oh my god.
Good call.
Now you sound like Sako.
Oh, they didn't react very well to that, but not bad enough for it to be a problem. But they're like, what? That might have cost you some influence. But by the way, now the commotion from the 49 is enough that the 12 guys burying the kobold are definitely distracted by them, and they're kind of on tiptoes, trying to look over the crest of the hill and see what's going on, but they can't quite make it out. It's over the hill, but they're definitely distracted in that direction.
Do I know of this group of people?
No,
Yet?
you don't,
Yeah.
and Nilian doesn't. Just
Okay.
Vidar and Sako.
So we're just stuck.
Oh, Vidar and Sako. According to this roll, the horses that you're approaching to try to use them to start a distraction appear really not to be tied to trees, but more. Some of them are just standing, not kind of. If they are tied to anything, it's just some tall grass or saplings, nothing very sturdy.
And how many of them are there?
There are 12 horses.
Wow.
All right, Vidar, what are you thinking?
Please.
I know you're thinking something.
I kind of just
Yeah,
want to see
light
what
them
they're
on
doing.
fire.
I just want to see what they're doing. If I
The
look over
horses,
at the
they're
group,
nothing.
the people. I just want to get them away
Okay.
from what they're doing so I can see what it is.
All right.
But,
As you're looking at them to see, do you think, there's got to be a way to get them away from here. You hear kind of the thump of them kind of unceremoniously just plopping the body down in the hole, and they start covering it up. They just threw him in there.
Can I like smack or whip the horses so that they just start running? Can I command?
You're a bit of a distance away. You could definitely throw something, and and what the result will be, we have to roll. But
I'm
you
doing it.
definitely are in. Okay.
It's happening.
Do I know that he can command things?
I don't recall him ever saying that he could do that. I don't remember if he did or not.
I don't think you did.
I've never told you. I've done it
Okay.
before, but I've never told you guys
He
that.
tried to in the house.
And-
Tried
this
to
is
and
where-
failed. Yeah.
And this is where the audience goes back and watches the episode
Catches us on everything.
and lets us know.
I'm gonna throw something. I'm throwing something.
Okay. Actually, I rolled great for you. You find a rock. You grab the rock. You throw the rock, and just as you release the rock, a horse turns, kind of looks at you, and catches it square between the eyes. It jumps,
Calculated.
and it's the reins were just kind of loosely wrapped around. Yanks this little sapling out of the ground and rears up hind legs. The other horses are startled, and they all rush the burial mound.
Good, as it should be. Okay, I'm gonna kind of run behind them. I want to get a view, hidden from view, but I want to see over the hill and see what the reaction is of the other group.
Okay, well, what happens next is the horses rush off toward the direction of the 12 guys burying the kobold, and it is now that you see on the saddles, to the lower front area of the saddles, the insignia of Baron Mafir.